This level analysis comparison is the first of the summary data reports. This report is for Grade 6 ELA for the 2010-2011 tests. The report shows the changes in numbers of students at each performance level and the contribution of Grade 6 to the total ELA AYP, that's annual yearly progress for each year. You can see here that in 2011 the number of students at level 1 decreased, the number of students at level 2 increased, and the level 3s increased. The number of level 4s dropped very slightly. The drop in level 4s is not going to affect the AYP, but it does have an impact on student progress. You can see here with AYP figures of 170.9 and 172.6 that this is a pretty high-flying school, high-performing school. We're planning for this year to have the total school AYP report in this position. So we'll see this is the contribution to Grade 6, and then you'll see the overall school annual yearly progress. I know the rules are changing for AYP calculations, and we'll try and keep abreast with that as it occurs. The second report in the summary data is the percent correct report. This is the Grade 6 2011 math exam, and this is the students grouped in their current 2011-2012 classes. So they're in Grade 7 this year. So 701 through to 706. 707 is clearly a special ed class with only 10 students, and quite a few questions here where the students scored less than 50%. That less than 50% legend will be up here for this year's reports. This is all of the Grade 6 students in the cohort and the percent correct by question. This is the city. This year we're going to have, rather than the city or the state, we're going to have the peer group. So principals are telling me that they prefer to be compared with their peer group rather than the city or the state. So in this particular case, 82% of the students in Grade 6 managed to get question 1 correct, 74 in the city, and for the current students, for the current classes, 705 is the best performing class on that question. 86% of the students in the class managed to get that correct. We'll see later, we'll be able to find out who the other 14% of the students were that didn't manage to get that correct, so we can do some intervention. This report is also available sorted by performance rather than by question number. So we'll see the top performing questions in the top third, the middle third, the bottom third. I don't have a sample of that, but that's going to be one of the reports in the package. So if you're teaching 703, we can see where the weaknesses are for our current students when they did the Grade 6 test last year. You see down here at the bottom, at the questions 36 onwards, the entire cohort didn't do very well on these last questions. And in fact, this question here, the area of a sector of a circle, is one that's not going to be tested on next year's exam. This is one of the performance indicators that's being dropped off for the Common Core. I doubt that this one will ever get dropped off. Add, subtract, multiply and divide mixed numbers, and look at the weaknesses right across the board here. Weaknesses in the city, but not quite so weak as in our school. The third report is the item analysis report. Now this one's not as useful as it used to be because we're unable to see what the alternatives are for each question. We can't tell what it is that these 26 students chose that was the correct alternative here. But what we can do is we can note questions like question 15. Here's a question with only a single distractor. 139 students got this question correct. 26 students made one single mistake. And an experienced math teacher would probably tell you that this is a question where the length and the width were given, but because it was perimeter, they needed to multiply the sum by 2, and this group of 26 students probably didn't do that. Down here, though, in question 24, the whole group had not much idea. 68 students supposedly answered correctly, but with large numbers of incorrect answers, you'd think there's a fair bit of guessing going on here, and you've probably got to discount that 68 by 10–15%. So that's the best we're going to be able to manage out of the item analysis now that we're unable to see the actual questions. The percent correct, the mauve colour here is percentage below 50%. This colour indicates that our school was below the state average. We've used state average figures here. Again, these will be peer percentages, so you'll be able to see in your school whether you're above the peer average or below the peer average. That's about it. This one, these reports are generally in PDF form because there's not very much changing to be done, and the format is very stable for printing. If you need sorting to be done in some other manner, like by standard, for example, we can easily manage to do that, or we can send you these reports in Excel, and you can do that yourselves. Okay, so that's all three reports in the summary data. It's the level analysis, the percent correct by class, and the item analysis for each question.